I pre-ordered this samurai. It has arrived. Let us open it.
Samurai Jack, the noble warrior from feudal Japan who was sent into the future by the evil shape-shifting Aku. Trained from childhood to defeat darkness, Jack travels a strange and dangerous world, seeking a way back to his own time, so he can stop Aku and restore peace. Guided by honor, courage, and compassion, Jack fights not for glory, but to protect the innocent and bring hope wherever he goes. Alright, so let's take a look at Mezco's Samurai Jack. Let's open this bad boy up. So my camera's audio got messed up during this part, so I'm doing a voiceover, so you don't get to hear all the cool little crinkling sounds of the box and stuff. But here he is out of the box. You get 3 trays of accessories here, and oh, just look at him out of the box. Jack! He looks so clean. Here he is in all his glory. All the detail, the stitching is amazing. It's really accurate. It's awesome. Okay, so he comes with 3 trays. Top tray is the portal and his weapons. Second tray is the stand and the bag. And the last tray is obviously the figure and the accessories. Alright, so let's take a look at figure's articulation to start off with. Okay, let's go over his articulation. So, head goes up about that much. Honestly, not too much. Goes down that much. You got some tilt side to side, not too bad. Arms all the way out. You get double jointed elbows. Pretty good range. Swivel hinge for the wrist. Torso. That much forward. That much back. The gi does not really get in the way of articulation. Kind of a butterfly in there. It's one of those like free floating joints. Legs. Oh, alright, let's reveal himself. You get ball jointed hips. About pretty good. So how you can kick. Not much back, that's all the back it goes. Double knees. Now, the ankles are the weakest part. Looks like they're just on a ball. So you don't really get much tilt. That's about the most tilt it gets. Yeah, really stressing it. Not much back. Forward. That could be better, but there's a Velcro on the back of the gi. Take it off so you can get him in his little samurai diaper. But you can see the articulation a little better here. Get some nice rotation, but you can kind of see more of the butterfly, I guess you could call it. And swivel, thigh swivel. Aesthetically, looks great. And the gi has wire on the hem. Is this called the gi? I think it's called the gi. His robe, gi, whatever. But yeah, okay. So there he is. Let's take a look at his accessories and cover this boy up. Quick addendum, I was doing pictures now at the end, and the ankles are actually get more movement now. They're just kind of stuck. This movement's still not the best, but after like playing with it more, definitely they do get way more range than I initially thought. You just have to loosen them up a bit first and play with them. But yeah, see, like that, way more range than I thought. So oh yeah, it's still not the best, but it's better than I thought. So you still get pivot. You just have to almost pop the ball out, but it's still solid. It's not loose. You just go a little too far and then it pops off, but it's still not as bad as I initially thought. See, this one has been loosened. This one's still not loose. You see, this one's still very tight. So you just gotta play with it a bit, and then you get some more range. Honestly, maybe just popping them out first might help, but see, that's much better, and it's still solid. It's not loose. You just have to almost pop it out. So you got to figure out the tolerance, but dude, still get some pivot there. So, and then now that I've posed them up a bit, he can get some good poses. You just have to mess with the gi a lot, so he's not flashing everybody, but you gotta pull it from the back and use the wire to your advantage to cover up the front. If not, every time you try to pose him with his legs out, you know, he's just gonna flash everybody. But you gotta just mess with it and learn how to pull the gi forward to cover him up while still keeping the range of movement in the legs. Plus it looks more dynamic, but you see, now it's not flashing everybody. Still get the range of movement in the legs, and you get some dynamic poses. So yeah, this guy's pretty solid. Alright, so now let's take a look at some accessories that he comes with. Starting off with the hair pieces, right? So you get 3 hair pieces. This default one that he comes with out of the box. As you can see, they're very easily removable. They just pop right off. So you get the default one, and then you get one that's a little bit more messy with the hair strands in the way. And then you get the third option, which is the free-flowing hair in the wind piece, you know, for when you want to get those dynamic, majestic shots of him with his hair flowing. And these pop right off very easily, so that you can alternate them between the different head sculpts that you get. So let's take a look at them now, starting off with the happy smiling face that you get, and then you get the angry screaming face with the scratches on him. Then you get more of just an angry snarling face, and then lastly you get eyes closed meditating face. And one thing I forgot to mention is that his little ponytail or bun here is actually on a ball joint, and it is removable. And the reason for that is because he comes with this little straw hat here. So you remove the little bun in order to put his little hat on, and then there you go. You got his epic little straw hat that fits right on there, nice and snug. Actually, it's a little bit loose, but it still looks pretty good. Next up, he comes with this little blindfold that you can just put right over him, like so. And you know, this is so you can recreate that one episode where he fights the blind archers, and he relies just on his sense of hearing. You know, a la Daredevil style. So comes with that, and now let's take a look at his weapons. Alright, so here is his iconic katana. And here is the sheath for the katana. And the sword fits nice and snugly in the sheath, so no issues there. Doesn't really fall out. And next up you get his bow, as you can see here, and it has a real plastic or string, I mean, here that you can see. That's pretty flexible. And he comes with 3 arrows, which is nice. And here is a better look at the arrow itself. Not bad, nice and shiny. They are kind of fragile, so I'd be careful with these. He also comes with his iconic time-traveling portal. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, the portal that Aku sends him through, and where he time travels into the future. It comes with a base. It's pretty solid, pretty nice quality. And then he comes with all these different hands. So you get 1 pair of open palm relaxed hands. You get a pair of gripping hands for the sword and the sheath. Here's how those look in hand. You get 1 pointing hand and 1 outward palm hand. Only 1 of each, not a pair, unfortunately. Then you get a gripping hand for the bow and 1 for the arrow. And here's how those look in hand. The grip is different than the grip for the sword. And then you get 1 super relaxed hand, waving hand, whatever you want to call it. And then you get the 2 fists that come with the figure out of the box as well. Alright, so now let's take a look at how Jack scales.
So he is about 6.5 inches.
Alright, and now let's see how he scales with some other figure lines.
Here's how he scales with 2 other Mezcos. We have Mezco Tactical Batman and Mezco Popeye. Here's how he scales with Marvel Legends Yelena and Nightcrawler Uncanny Spider-Man. Here's how he scales with SH Figuarts Deku and Amazing Yamaguchi Ryu Hayabusa. And here's how he scales with NECA's Leonardo and Yujimbo Osagi. And here's how he scales with NECA's movie Leonardo and Samurai Musashi. And here's how he scales with McFarlane figures, Fortnite robot, can't remember his name, and V from Cyberpunk. You know, get that Samurai Jack feature crossover going on. And here's how he scales with PlayStation's Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima and Sekiro from Figma. Here's how he scales with Hasbro's Ronin, the Black Series Ronin, and Jada Toys Fei Long. Here's how he scales with Hasbro's G.I. Joe The Classified Series Snake Eyes and Mafex The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Here's how he scales with Hasbro's Overwatch Genji and Hanzo. And for some fun ones, here's how he scales with 1,000 Toys Master Chief and the Spartan Collection Yoroi Spartan. And lastly, because why not, just for fun, I mean, these are toys, it's all about fun. Here's how he scales with one of Jack's Espio the Chameleon from Sonic, and this Samurai Raptor from somebody. I can't remember who made this. I'll put it up on screen. But yeah, some fun figures. So thank you guys for watching. I'm still pretty new at this review stuff, so trying to get better, trying to learn new things. Yeah, if you have any constructive criticism on how I can make these more informative or more fun, please feel free to comment below. I'm still learning, and hopefully I get better with each video. But with that, enjoy the pictures, and until the next video.